Well, the Bell Centre was empty tonight in terms of no fans. The move came after a request from Quebec public health officials due to the rising COVID-19 case count in the province. The Habs have been assured that they will be able to return to partial capacity beginning with their games in January. So a strange and yet familiar sight against the Flyers. Less than 6 minutes in, Ben Sherratt puts it on net. Laurent Dauphin jams in the rebound.
Yeah, pressure's off the boys. No one's there to watch anymore.
Yeah. So let's just jump ahead to the shootout. Jonathan Drouin scores first shooter, but that would be the winner. Oh, I already spoiled it.
Well,
and that is how you do not read a highlight pack.
That's also how you do not score in the shootout, by taking out the goaltender.
You know what time it is. It's time to go around the National. It's one of our favorite segments. This is my least favorite story. COVID updates. More out of Colorado. JT Compher and Andre Burakovsky have both entered the NHL's COVID protocol. So they will be missing in action for the Avs. I feel like every time we come back from break, we're updating on another COVID situation. Yeah. So really, really unfortunate to see all these players and coaches and staff members entering COVID protocol. I guess the somewhat good news is that almost all of these people are vaccinated. And from what we're hearing, not a lot of people are feeling the symptoms and are sick.
Which is really good.
That's the positive.
Now, it's December the 16th today. I think December 23rd is the Christmas break. I think we have games on the 23rd. So I would think that the league is probably hoping to get through these next several days and play as many of these games as they can and hope that Olympic break of several days, I think it's 4 or 5 days, will be a way to kind of reset. We will see if that can happen. But as I've said many, many times, this is a very fluid situation over the last couple of years. We have a game in Montreal tonight where there will be no fans in attendance, so it tells you that things are moving quickly, and we'll have to just wait and see.
And we will. We'll continue to pass along any information as it comes down. And the crew on NHL Tonight will do the same when they take over at 6. For now, let's talk about the Montreal Canadiens, who, again, will have the lights are on, they're off, they're on. It's
but
what
that
a
kind
day.
Of day.
What a day.
That kind of day. Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. I'm glad it's not just me, because I thought coming in it might just be me.
I know. You voiced that opinion to me earlier.
It can be both.
Yeah.
It can be both.
Both things can be true.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I've kind of liked it. I like a little bit of a rocky boat ride sometimes. I mean, it wakes you up. It wakes you right up.
Sometimes you just need to spice it up.
That's right. Exactly.
Sometimes you do it by just having a rocky show. Other times you throw in a spicy margarita.
That's right.
What happens.
Or 6.
Or 8. Who knows? Sometimes you lose count.
Yeah. That's true.
Okay. This is too much now. Okay, to the Montreal Canadiens. They're in action tonight. They've lost 7 games in a row. It has not gone well for Montreal this season. Here's Jeff Petry on Tuesday after the Habs lost to the Penguins. He had this to say: it's frustrating. It's the same things over and over. We're not playing as a team. We're not playing as a group. It's like you're searching to find where people are. It seems like there's no structure out there. Ooh. Wow, that is a biting comment from Jeff Petry.
JT Miller said something similar to that. And it was only a few days later that Travis Green was gone and Bruce Boudreau was the head coach.
Yeah.
In Montreal, Jeff Gorton, our friend, another former colleague of us here at the NHL Network, he has already made it clear that he's going to keep Ducharme in place for the regular season. But like everything, there's fluidity to those decisions
Votes
as
of
well.
confidence are not guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder, what Mr. Gorton will think of that. But it's been a really rough year for the Montreal Canadiens for a variety of reasons.
No question about it. And I don't know that Jeff Petry, as he makes that comment, the structure piece specifically, he recognizes that, anybody connected to this organization, that probably resonates in the form of, hey, that's a coaching situation. That's not necessarily a player-related, responsibility in terms of the overall structure, the way it's communicated and then the way it's implemented. But without question, I read an interesting article recently. If you go back to the 2 deep runs a couple of teams had in the recent past, Dallas goes on a run, and then the following year, just no resemblance to that team the following year. And we're now seeing that with Montreal. But both coaches tied to nice, not longer, but, multiple year deals coming out of that. It's interesting. Does that inform general managers going forward? Do we need to be a little bit more measured just in terms of how much emphasis we put on a run like that? Because really, Dallas and certainly Montreal caught lightning in a bottle for a brief moment in time. And, that is an unrealistic expectation going forward.
The structure part of that comment certainly seems like a direct point at the coaching staff a little bit, but I do think the rest of the quote in full, like he's calling out his teammates too, like to say like we're not playing as a group, we're not playing together or for each other. That's a statement in and of itself as well, and you can't win hockey games like that. So it's not good to hear Jeff Petry come out and say something like that. To me, it just says that not only is this team losing, these guys are not on the same page in the room. Yeah,
and I think that he took ownership of his own problems this year as well, because he's struggled, and he's probably trying to do too many things right now. Let's face it, they have their starting goalie, all-world Carey Price, not part of the picture this year for that team to this point. Shea Weber as a huge factor, a captain, a leader, kind of a real pillar on that defensive group for them, out of the picture. Joel Edmondson, who was quietly an important player for them on defense, out of the picture. So there's been a number of things.
Daniel up front,
who helps you in the D zone.
In terms of the defensive structure, no forward more important to the mix than
completely agree.
You're subtracting all those pieces. So we've made that point plenty on our air. If there is a lack of defensive structure, you can point to not so much the current roster, the way they're constructed. There's some guys missing from last year.
Big time.
Yeah, people in Toronto love to make jokes at the Habs' expense right now, and I like to remind those people that this isn't the same Montreal team that went to the final last year, so your joke is funny. Anyways.
Feel a lot better than I did when I played that last game, so that's a positive note, and so just overall feeling better.
Is there anything new from the effort seven loss in a row? I guess it's hard.
No, I mean there's nothing new to say. It's frustrating. It's the same things over and over. It's just we're not playing as a team. We're not playing as a group. It's like you're searching to find where people are, and seems like there's no structure out there.
Jeff, you scored a goal at the end of the second period. How big was that goal early in the third for them?
Yeah, I mean our scoring the goal late in the second was big for us. Gave us a chance to go out and win a third period, and then they score early in the third, and it kind of just feels like it deflated things, and it was an uphill climb from there.
And were you guys feeling good going into that third?
Yeah, I mean I thought we did some good things. We 5-on-5 we played pretty well at different points of the game, and then it just seems like that goal happens, and it just takes the momentum or anything that we have away.
Being able to watch over the last few games and what you just said about the structure and not knowing where guys are, it's been the case, as you mentioned, for weeks. Watching it from up top, is it easier to make sense of it, or does it give you a different perspective on what's happening on the ice with you guys?
No, it's you watch it up top, and there's times where you're scratching your head, and I feel like everybody knows where we should be, but we're not going to those places. We're not making it easy for anybody on the ice, except most of the time the other team.
The fact that there's still 10 regulars out, does it seem like a mountain that you can't climb, or
I mean, obviously it's the injuries are a big part of it, but it's I think it's on everybody that puts on the jersey to to go out and perform, whether you're proving yourself in this league or a guy that wants to stay, or a veteran guy that needs to prove that they're trying to take control and lead this team out of it.
COVID is going up again, and there's a few teams with players being out right now. Considering that, do you believe it's still possible to be out to games for the NHL?
I don't know. I mean, I think we have to take a good look at with teams postponing games and looking like they're going to have to be made up at the end of the year. It's and you're getting closer to you're playing regular season into May, and it's going to extend things. So obviously, I think everyone's doing their due diligence and making sure they come up with the best solution.
Did you take part in the call yesterday? There was supposed to be a call with players on it.
No, I did not.
No?